Hey y'all, welcome to today's episode of Ashley at Home. Today, I am about to show you how I make my annual vegetable beef soup. This is something that I've been making since maybe 2005. It's just something that I always look forward to whenever the seasons are changing and it's cold outside. It just always reminds me of family, togetherness, warmth, comfort, all of that stuff. And so today I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So you're going to need to have your ingredients. I'll tell you what they are. I have everything over here set up and I'm going to tell you as I go. So I have about a pound of ground beef. I'm going to turn my stove on the medium setting. You know how your stove works, if it's a fast cooker or slow cooker. So adjust the setting to what you need it to be. All right, so I'm just going to open up my ground beef, and the first step I'm going to do is just brown it. All right in this skillet. This is a very simple soup that, like I said, I've been making for years. I've done it with beef. I've done it with chicken. You can do it however you want to. First thing I do is I start to mash up my meat. I just always do that from the beginning. I do not like big, thick chunks of hamburger meat. I personally don't. If that's something that you enjoy, that's fine. I'm not knocking it at all. But I like my meat ground really, really fine. So I'm always, from the beginning to the end, I'm sitting here chopping it up. First, I'm going to season it. Now, a little bit about me, I do not measure. I season and I taste. That's just how I do things. That's how I've always cooked. If I'm following a recipe, especially baking a dessert, I will follow the measurements. But other than that, I don't. So with the seasonings as it goes, I season my meat first. I thought I set the pepper out, y'all. Here we go. I season my meat first, put the stove on, and then I start chopping it up. So I added salt. I'm going to add some, if I don't drop the thing. Okay, I'm going to add some garlic powder. And this is to season the beef good so that as you are eating the soup, you're getting all of those flavors from the soup, the veggies, and the meat. All right. And tonight, I wanted something simple. We had to go out earlier shopping, and it's cold, it's dark here in North Carolina and all over, Time has changed in the United States. And so, I just wanted something quick but comforting. And I thought about what I had in my deep freezer because I recently stocked up on meat from my local store, Compare Foods. It's where I go to purchase my meat when I want to stock my deep freezer because they have really good prices. The next time I go, I will do a store tour for you all in case you've never heard of a Compare Foods. And this is also Badia Saison complete seasoning, all right? And I'm just going to sprinkle that. And now it's time to start chopping up the meat. I might turn my stove up a little higher because it should be sizzling by now. So let me start chopping it up. You're going to hear me hitting it. It's okay. In the beginning, it's like that. But I guarantee you that it's going to come out all right. So as you're watching, comment below. Let me know where you're from, what you like to do, where you viewing me from. I love to hear where my subscribers are from. Like I said, I am right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. About 15 minutes outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. So out here enjoying the mix of country and city and suburban. It's really, really a blended type living experience, and I appreciate that about this area. Have you all ever heard of this area? Raleigh, North Carolina, Triangle area. Comment below. And if you know anything about it, I'd love to know that too. So as you can see, our beef is just browning. And like I said, it's going to start sizzling a little bit faster now that I have turned up the heat some. I'm actually about to turn it up to 7, y'all, because I see it making moves, but I don't even hear it sizzling. So I turned it up. Hold on a second. I'm going to get a napkin and wipe some of this garlic powder that I spilled up. All right. Now I can hear it sizzling. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I do, which is a great sign. Does anybody else constantly wipe while they're cooking? I can't cook in a space that's like cluttered and stuff is everywhere. And I try to be like, okay, just wait until you're finished to clean it up, but I can never do it. Is anybody else out there like that? I just want it because I feel like after I've cooked, I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be cleaning. Although, you know, now my children are at the age where I have them help me a lot. Still, you know, they're not teenagers. I have an 8 and a 9-year-old, 8-year-old son, 9-year-old daughter, and they're doing a lot more. But still, it's me. It's one me with 2 of them, you know. So after I'm finished cooking and stuff, I want to sit down too and enjoy my food. So, you know, I try to do it all at the same time. We're just chopping this up. You see, I'm going to try to get a little closer. See how the meat is coming out very ground fine, and it's going to get even finer than that by the time we're done. So all I'm doing so far is I have a pound of ground beef. I've seasoned it with Saison, Badia Saison Complete, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. So I'm going to chop. After I do like another round of chopping, I'm going to let it just sizzle in the pan. Okay. Ooh, mama is getting hot. I should have brought my water. Xavier, can you go to that desk over there and hand me my bottle of water? Okay. Thank you. My sweet son. That one over there in the corner by the fireplace. All right. Look. This table right back here. In that blue bottle. All right, y'all. So I'm going to get me an onion because I forgot to get it out the refrigerator while that's still cooking. And I'm telling you, you can add what you want to in here. Well, I had an onion, y'all. Thank you, Xavier. I got it. You're welcome. All right. Well, we might not be adding onion today because I thought I picked up one when I went to the store, and obviously I did not. So we're going to just soup it up on the onion powder, which is going to be fun. Look, this stuff is good and ready. Give it one last chop. And then I'm going to go over to the stove and drain this, and I'm going to go over to the sink and drain this into my bowl as I do. So I will be right back. Okay. So after I drain this beef, I'm just going to sit it in a bowl. while I put the other ingredients together in the pot for the soup. Alright. So do you all, while we're waiting, while I'm doing this, leave a comment and let me know, is there a certain soup that you like to make? Is there like a family tradition soup that you make generally? Or is there one that maybe your relatives, family did when you were growing up? I love a good soup because they are so simple, so easy, and not time consuming. So comment down below and let me know. All right, we got our beef out, just about. So now I'll show you. I've just put the ground beef in the bowl. Need to turn that eye off. And we're going to start on this pot, okay? So, to this pot, we're going to add our tomato sauce. So that's the first thing. This is simple. You're going to need... How much tomato sauce is going to depend on how big your family is and how much soup you want to make. So, I'm going to start with this big can and the small can. So this is an 8-ounce can. It's Walmart brand tomato sauce. And then this is a 29-ounce. So I'm going to start with that because you're going to add your meat, your canned vegetables, seasonings, and water. So I don't personally like the tomato to be overwhelming to me. I like to balance it out. So I add a big can and a small can first, and then if I need more, I just add another can. So typically I'll buy 3 cans of tomato sauce. All right, I'm going to add that first can in. Now we're going to add this one in. I probably should get me an electric can opener, but I haven't. My mom always told me she liked the handhelds better because you can clean them better. So I've just stayed with one. All right. So now we have our 2 cans of tomato sauce. We're going to add in, we're going to go ahead and turn on the stove first. Let me rinse my hands off. Okay. Then we're going to add in first can of veggies. I'm going to drain it. In fact, I'm going to take 2 cans of mixed vegetables over to the sink and drain before I add the beef. Alright, so I'm draining the first can, just draining the water off the top of it. If you have any mixed veggies like in your refrigerator that you want to use, say you made peas and carrots one night, you can just add that to the soup. It's so simple. And that's a good way to get rid of your vegetables. If the kids, if they're not eating it in that form, put it in a soup and they eat it easier. That's what I found. So this is just a can of mixed vegetables going right in. And I'm going to add my ground beef now. Taking ground beef. Woo! Ground beef. Adding it in. And then I'm going to add my other can of mixed vegetables. Drained. I love the pop top cans. I really do. I'm going to get my spoon and pour my water in and mix. And once I do all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. In fact, let me show you now what it's looking like over here. You see? That is the soup. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay. All right. So you should be able to see it better now. A ring light went out on me. Okay, that's the soup. Nothing has been stirred yet. So we're going to do that now. All right. I'm going to add my water in first. And I just have a pitcher with water. You can carry this over to the stove if you want to, but I have it so that it's easier for me to show you guys what I'm doing. And I just pour it to the level that I want it. If you want a gumbo-like thickness or stew, don't add as much water. If you want a soup, add water. I'll show you what I like mine at. Add a little bit more. I like it so that you get a nice spoonful of veggies and meat without compromised flavor. So I like my stuff seasoned good. And with soup, I don't want it too thick, but I don't want it too loose either. It has to be just right, and that's really a personal preference. Okay, so let me show you all what we're looking like right here. You see my pot? That's what the soup is looking like. And if you stir it, and you see how I'm bringing up nice spoonfuls of goodness. All right. So I'm going to lay that there. And next, best part, we start the seasoning. So we're going to start with the Badia Complete. And I'm just going to sprinkle it all in. All right. A generous amount for me of onion powder, because I don't have my onion. Now, if you have an onion, you won't need as much of this. But I'm putting in a good amount. I really, like I said, I like my food seasoned. Well, not too overpowering, but, you know, I want my food to be good. I'm not going to sit around and eat some stuff that's not good. Gain a bunch of weight and all that stuff, and it ain't even good. That don't make sense to me. So, not doing it. All right. So, I'm going to add my pepper. That was salt that I just added. Sorry, y'all. Salt. Over here, I have my Tony Chachere's. Shout out to Tony Chachere's. Boom. Now, since this is a family meal and I'm not the only one eating this, I'm not going to add too much of this stuff because it can be quite spicy. I'm probably going to sneeze in a minute, guys. Every time I use this seasoning, it makes me sneeze. Anybody else out there, does that happen to you? It's crazy. Every time I use it, a sneeze comes. Let's see if it comes now that I've told y'all that. Whew. All right. This was just some adobo, which I need some more. Y'all see that thing is down to the bottom. Come on. Got to get to the store to get some more. And I'm just going to add a few celery flakes. Now, this is the first time I'm adding this, but I like them. So, I'm going to just add a few. Just a few. Because I don't want celery to be overpowering the taste. All right. Now, from here, whoop, we are going to stir that soup. And honestly and truly, y'all, you stir your soup. You let everything cook. You taste. You know, I always have me a little bowl or something. Put some in it. Taste the soup or taste whatever I'm making with my spoon and adjust the flavoring as needed. And that's it. So, depending on how long it takes you to season, how long it takes everything to heat up together. Because remember, the meat's already done. The vegetables are already done. You don't have to make tomato sauce from scratch. So, depending on how long it takes you to do that, that's it. You literally have a meal in less than 30 minutes. And if you want, you can pair it with a grilled cheese sandwich. You can pair it with a quesadilla, cheese quesadilla, very simple, a quicker version to me of grilled cheese because, you know, you get to do it quicker. It's a thinner bread, and that's it. That's truly, truly it. You can serve it with some butter crackers, wheat crackers, whatever you want on the side. But that is it. I will come back and show you all the finished product when everything is done. But that's it. I thank you. I hope you've learned something. If you would like to know more about the soup, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next video. Alright, and so now we're going to make the cheese quesadilla that I'm going to use with the soup. I decided to do a cheese quesadilla because I love them, and I don't know, I'm just in a mood for something really good, warm, gooey, and cheesy, so why not? Alright, so as you see right now, I'm just heating up the butter in my pan, and I'm holding the phone, so you're gonna see it might not be as stable as my other video. This is part 2. Alright, so we're just getting that butter all around the pan. And I've already sprayed the pan with some vegetable oil before I started. I just used a Great Value Walmart brand. Alright. I'm right here. Got my stove, my soup reheating. So I have my stove on 6, so it's a little bit above medium. What I want this to do is start to fry. And I'm going to set the phone down for a minute so that I can open up my cheese. I'm going to add 2 pieces of cheese to it, and I'm going to sprinkle cheese around it. So when I pick the phone back up again, you'll see that. So what are y'all cooking today, and how is it where you are? I would love to know. All right. So right now I'm just opening up 2 slices of white American cheese. I used to use the yellow cheese from wherever I bought it from, but when I was introduced to white American, I literally switched white American for any type of sandwich I do, any type of anything like this, you know, this cheese quesadilla. And I'm going to show y'all too the type of tortilla that I'm using. So this is a low carb one. Now, I gave the disclaimer earlier in the video that I go between low carb, keto, and kind of eating what I want, but not overdoing it at all. Like sometimes I will have like a smoothie for breakfast, maybe a salad, some veggies with some meat for dinner, and or excuse me, for lunch. And then for dinner, if I'm fixing the kids, let's say just steak and mashed potatoes, Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes or something, I'll have a spoonful or 2 or 3 of the mashed potatoes, because during the day I've kept my carb count really low. I found that that works for me. My numbers are really good. Cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, all of that stuff is really good. And I'm still losing weight in my waist, even though I'm not really intentionally trying to do so at this point. It's just happening as long as I'm getting my water in. Water is huge. So I wanted to tell you that before I show you the container or the package that the tortillas came in. For anybody out there that's doing low carb, if you are strict keto, this is not for you. This is not for you. This is for those that go in between strict, lazy, dirty, or just plain low carb. Because these ingredients in here are not keto at all. Like, you'll see the ingredients right there. And anybody that's on keto knows that the wheat, the bleached flour, wheat gluten, all that stuff, no keto. No good. But me, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, this is what I want tonight. It's somewhat better for me, and so it just works. It just works for me right now at this point. Some days, like I said, I'm strict. Some days I'm not. But it is this Mission Carb Balanced Flour tortilla, and I got these from Walmart when we went yesterday. So right now you're going to see back on the stove, all I did was put the white cheese, and I sliced, or not sliced, but I tore the other cheese, the little square white American cheese, into 4 pieces. I had 2 pieces, each piece cut in half, and then Laid them. As you can see, the cheese is melting. I'm going to tell y'all something weird about this cheese, okay? This cheese does not melt right to me. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it doesn't quite get gooey. And I see how they have been advertising gooey type melts or soft melts or something like that. So are they taking whatever they were adding to it to help it be that way? Away? I don't know. Am I tripping? Has anybody else experienced this? I'd like to know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you have experienced that. Right now, you see I folded my quesadilla in half while I was talking, and I'm just flipping it because that thing is getting good and melty now. I can't say that. I might need to take back what I just said because it looks like it is melting up really good. Okay, that's it, because it's still going to be heated. I turned the stove off. It's going to continue browning. I love when I put it in that butter. This is salted butter too. Love me some salted butter. And it's going to be really, really, really good. So we're going to pair this with the soup. In just one moment, you'll see it all together. And now, here we have our complete bowl of vegetable beef soup. Look at all that goodness in the soup itself. The tomatoes and the carrots. Lima beans. Green beans. Ground beef. Remember, we seasoned it. Oh, also corn and peas. And we seasoned it with onion powder, garlic powder, adobo, Sazon, body complete, salt, pepper, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of Tony Chachere's. So good. Look at all that in one bite. And then pair it with these golden tortilla turned into cheese quesadilla with two types of cheese, white American and yellow American. And I have a dipping sour cream here because I love taking my cheese quesadilla and dipping it in sour cream. Look how good it looks on the inside. I know this is something that me and my children are going to enjoy, and I know that your family would enjoy this as well on a cold night, or really anytime you wanted to make it. It's warming, good for the soul, nurturing. I wish I could share a bowl with you. Maybe one day it'll come true. In the meantime, why don't you try the recipe for yourself at your house and leave a comment below and tell me how you liked it. Until we speak again, this is Ashley. Thank you for tuning into my video on Ashley at Home. Bye-bye.